This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com. Welcome. You are listening to your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz, and today is July 22nd, 2020. This is show number 81. Well, Nick, earnings season is upon us.
Yep, earnings season's underway, and we're really going to start to see lots and lots of companies now report each and every night, each and every morning before the opening bell, so get ready for that. But the big one tonight is going to be Tesla. Tesla earnings come out tonight. If the company can report another profitable quarter, it will qualify to get into the S&P 500, and that means that many fund managers will be forced to buy the stock as part of their portfolio if they have not owned it already. So that's going to be pretty important. Everybody's watching Tesla today, and we'll see how that plays out tomorrow. As you know, the stock is trading around $1,575 right now, and it's going to be an interesting one there. It's in the stratosphere. In my opinion, it's priced for perfection. So you know what that means. It's going to be a tough hurdle to go higher, but you never know in this environment.
And I'm almost sure they're going to have a profit. Even if they have a $1 profit, that's 4 consecutive quarters. S&P has to take them, right?
I don't know if they have to take them, or I do know that they qualify to go in. So I'm not exactly sure how that works. But, most people are saying, hey, this company is probably now, one of the most highest market caps in the world. I mean, it's valued. I think it's even more valuable than Home Depot at the moment. So, why wouldn't they take it?
Yeah, well, it was yesterday when I looked, it was 15 something, and its market cap was 299 billion. And
yeah, it's rather incredible.
Yeah, that's what can you say about it? So a couple of noteworthy ones coming out: Microsoft, Las Vegas Sands, Whirlpool. What's that going to mean?
Well, Microsoft's a big one because that's a market leader. That's also a $1 trillion market cap company and a big part of the NASDAQ 100. So Microsoft has been really having, an incredible run. Back in March, it was below 140. Now here we are around $209 a share. So Microsoft's had an incredible run. So we'll see if that gets a big pop. If it does pop, that'll lift the entire NASDAQ as far from what I can see. And then after that, you can have Las Vegas Sands. Everybody's wondering how these casinos are doing. Today, that stock is trading around $33.50. So that'll be a little bit of a bellwether for the casino names tomorrow. And then you got Whirlpool, which is, an appliance manufacturer, and we'll see how that plays out. That's always a good little tell of how the economy is doing, how people are doing as far as the home builders, because people moving into new homes need appliances and so forth. So these are some pretty important stocks to follow tomorrow, and they all report tonight after the closing bell.
All right, so we would be remiss if we didn't mention what's happening with gold and silver today.
Well, gold and silver, again, they're just going higher. And again, this is now turning into a parabolic runaway move. Today you have the GLD, which is gold ETF, up $1.30. Spot gold, as we speak, and I shouldn't say spot, I should say futures. Future gold is up $11.50. But silver is the story, and we've been talking about silver on here for a while. Silver went above $23 today. In the futures, right now trading at around $22.67. That's over 5%. That's just tremendous. And we've been saying that silver is the place to be, and it really is just going off the charts now.
What about the fact that $20, round number, that's a big psychological resistance point, and then $21 was a major technical resistance point, I guess, going back to 2016?
Yeah. 2016 pivot high. That happened in the month of June. I believe that was right around, let me just get the exact quote there. I believe it was $21.22. And here we are now, pierced $23, and we backed off a little bit. But that is a rocket ship of a move. But now we are going parabolic.
Yeah. So parabolic, which means there's going to be a pullback at some point.
Yes, parabolic means you're going to get a lot of the weak hands in play. They're going to jump on board here at the late stage, and then we're going to get a pullback, which is going to lead to the next monster opportunity.
Yeah, what kind of pullback you think we'll get? A $5 pullback, you think,
no,
or $3?
No, you never know. I mean, right now, I think a natural pullback takes you to 21 or even 20, and then it could reset itself and break out even higher.
Really? And then who knows how high it'll go at that point?
Well, then you go back on the chart and you really look at the past pivot points. I mean, the next big level is going to be 30. And then after that, it's 35. And after that, you're going back to 40. And then it's the 2011 top, which was just under $50. So, I mean, these are all attainable levels. And people don't realize when this gets motoring and it breaks out, these breakouts are fast and furious. And, we're already starting to see this is stage one of probably, 5 to 6 stages of a move. Really?
So kind of like interesting. Kind of like once it gets going, it's a steamroller, kind of like Tesla, huh?
Yeah, that's a perfect example to use, Tesla. And then you've seen a lot of other stocks out there, biotech stocks like Moderna or BioNTech. And, these things, when they get going and they break out to levels, they can just continue to go. You got to remember, silver is still very, very low when you compare it to the price of gold. The gold-silver ratio is still not even in sync yet. So, again, silver has a lot of catching up to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wonder what that eventual gold to silver ratio is going to be.
It normally is 60 to 1 when it really gets in line. So, we'll see where this heads to. But again, I just think silver right now is getting a little bit long in the tooth short term, but in the longer term, it's just getting started.
Wow, yeah, that's quite a story. And the small cap, micro cap silver miners. There's not a lot of pure silver miners in the world because silver is a byproduct of base metals, copper, lead, and zinc. But the stocks in the junior miners they're going parabolic too.
Yeah, in fact, everything silver and gold is going parabolic at this stage, silver more so. But that's just telling you, what's coming. I mean, you got central bankers around the world printing tons and tons of money. It's not just here in the U.S. with the Federal Reserve. Yesterday, Europe passed a big stimulus package in the trillions of euro. And then you have Bank of Japan following suit. China's following suit. It really is just unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this. And that's why, you're seeing these moves.
Yeah. It's rather shocking. I always knew it was going to happen, but it's been so many years, Nick, so many years.
Well, when you think about it, we put a peak in 2011 for gold and silver. Silver topped first, and then we pulled back for 5 years. So, when you think about it like that, that's just a natural, healthy pullback. If you just look at a gold chart, gold put in its parabolic move in 2011, but it was coming from a low that occurred in 1999. So, to get a 5-year pullback after a run like that, that's not unnatural. It's actually healthy. And, I always thought that gold would retest 1,000, around that even number 1,000. It looks like gold got down to around 1,045. All right, close enough for government work. It bottomed late 2015. But look what it's doing now. It's just carving out, a monster right side move going into the 2011 high. So you have to think, if we pull back first, that'll be beneficial. If we go through it, then we'll get a pullback at some point, I should say. And then, we'll look for the pattern there. And ultimately, this has to go higher from where we are.
Yeah. And hey, when you look back at the March 23rd low, it broke $12. And so really in the space of like a little more than right around 4 months, we saw it pretty much almost double, which is very similar to what it did in 2008 and 9 when it went way down, I think, to $7. And then later on, by 2011, it was up to close to 50. So, but this is even faster than that occurred.
Yeah, and this is really just the beginning stages of a bigger move. I mean, you have to look at these past historical charts just to put things in perspective. And again, everybody should have some of this, personally, in metal form. Whether it's coins, whether it's maybe 10-ounce bars. I don't know if you want the 100-ounce bars; they're kind of heavy. But everybody should have a little bit of this. This is the ultimate insurance policy, as far as I can see.
Yeah, it might be the only insurance policy too, Nick.
It might be.
Other stocks like energy, we had some numbers come in there.
Today we had the oil inventory numbers. They were released at 10 o'clock. It looks like we had a little bit of a build in crude oil of around 4.89 million barrels. Last week we showed a draw of 7.49 million barrels. So this week, not so much. Gasoline inventories had a draw of 1.8 million barrels. Last week there was a draw of 3.15 million barrels. But I have to say, since those numbers came out, the energy stocks have stabilized. They were down a lot more earlier in the day. So, again, the pattern for crude oil is still higher.
So the pattern is still higher for crude oil. And I guess we're going to see this because no one was expecting it to be where it is now, $40 oil.
I don't think anybody was expecting it. So, again, when you think about it, we were negative 40 in the month of May. And here we are sitting, at around 41 and change at the moment.
Yep, but you picked up on it as usual.
Yeah, I mean, it's just about the chart pattern. When you look at the chart pattern, it tells you everything you really want to know. And right now, the chart pattern is still good in oil. It still tells us, next spot is 45. After that, 50, and then as high as 55 potentially.
All right. Well, hey, I was talking to you pre-call. Since I started using your system, your calls, I've had 8 option winners, 1 stock winner, and I've got 2 that I'm holding now that are one slightly out of the money. The USO is a lot out of the money, but you're still thinking USO could move, huh?
I think it could move. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to take a profit on that because that was restructured in the month of May, and that kind of distorted the option play there. So, we'll have to be a little bit careful there. I'm not sure if that'll get us to the promised land. But again, if you might have to take a loser every now and then. That's just part of the business. But overall, I mean, if oil goes to where I think it could go, that USO call option could actually, gain some back. So we'll have to keep monitoring it. We'll see where it goes. But I am pretty confident that we're going to see higher oil from here. Yeah,
which, of course, no one's predicting. We've got all sorts of uncertainty in the world, geopolitical events. We've got mysterious explosions taking place in Iran daily that just happen to be blowing up key military installations, key nuclear installations. You wonder how long that's going to go on for till something hits the fan.
Well, like you said, we're living in an upside-down world right now. So, again, we have to just take it as it comes. But the best guide, in my opinion, is the charts.
Yeah, and they always will be. And I guess we'll leave it at that. So go take a look at Nick's website for his trading record, inthemoneystocks.com, the Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago 01, at Kerry Lutz. Write us with your questions and comments. We answered that one. That was actually somebody's question here. Jake L. Was wondering what was up with it, and we're answering that. We'll have a couple more questions tomorrow and the day after, but just write us, kl@kerrylutz.com. Nick, we will pick up tomorrow.
Sounds great, Kerry.
This concludes another episode of Daily Market Wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. For more information, go to inthemoneystocks.com and see Nick's full trading record, or check out the Twitter feeds at ITMS and at Nick Santiago 01.